Hello everyone and happy Friday, the last weekend in March, and it's gonna be beautiful here in Denver, Colorado. So in the news today, March 25, 2022. Ending the week off with top things to know. House of Representatives leadership formally included a federal marijuana legalization bill in a list of legislation they plan to take up for floor votes next week. The Senate unanimously approved a bill to remove barriers to marijuana research. Washington state officials are stepping up the push on Congress to pass a marijuana banking bill following a recent spate of deadly robberies on cash-intensive cannabis businesses in the state. The Hawaii Senate Health Committee approved 2 resolutions calling for the formation of a psilocybin working group to explore the therapeutic potential of the psychedelic, but the measures were amended to make patient access provisions contingent on federal approval. Nebraska activists are scrambling to raise money and enlist volunteers after a large donor who committed to fund their signature drive to place 2 medical cannabis initiatives on the ballot is no longer able to help due to a personal and tragic circumstance. The Defense Office of Hearings and Appeals reversed a judge's ruling that a man could receive a security clearance even after using marijuana subsequent to applying. Customs and Border Protection is asking a federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit claiming its seizures of hash oil during temporary traffic checkpoints were unconstitutional. The Drug Enforcement Administration said it is taking steps to expand access to medication-assisted treatment for people with opioid-related substance use disorder. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, tweeted, "As Senate Majority Leader, comprehensive federal cannabis legalization with justice for the communities most impacted by the war on drugs, especially for communities of color, is a Senate priority. We will move forward." 10 Senate Republicans have signed on to a bill to eliminate the sentencing disparity between crack and powder cocaine, likely clearing its way to passage. Former Representative Patrick Kennedy, D.R., co-authored an op-ed cheering Virginia lawmakers' failure to pass a marijuana commercialization bill this session. Utah Governor Spencer Cox, R., signed 2 medical cannabis reform bills into law. Kentucky's Senate president said leadership in his chamber is not interested in hearing a presentation from the sponsor of a House-passed medical cannabis bill. Meanwhile, the majority floor leader said he believes the bill is done for the year. The Oklahoma House of Representatives approved more than a dozen medical cannabis reform bills. The Minnesota House Judiciary Finance and Civil Law Committee approved a bill on tribal medical cannabis programs. The Ohio House Government Oversight Committee held a hearing on a bill to expand medical cannabis access. A Florida senator authored an op-ed saying that it's time for the state to legalize marijuana. A spokesperson for a California senator defended his bill aimed at increasing medical cannabis access from criticism by some advocates who say it could inadvertently restrict delivery services. Oregon Democratic House candidate Calico Castile highlighted his work in the cannabis industry in his first campaign ad. Disclosure: Castile supports Marijuana Moment's work with a monthly pledge on Patreon. New Jersey regulators delayed a vote on allowing current medical cannabis dispensaries to sell recreational marijuana, but approved 68 conditional licenses for adult-use cultivators and manufacturers. Georgia officials are asking a judge to lift a temporary hold placed on a local prosecutor's ability to go after sellers of Delta-8 THC products. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board said beer and wine licensees cannot sell CBD-infused edibles. Connecticut regulators began accepting lottery applications for marijuana transporter licenses. New Mexico regulators said there is enough marijuana produced to meet consumer demand when adult-use sales launch on April 1. The Missouri Department of Agriculture announced the recipients of grant funding that will be used to expand hemp fiber processing capacity. Alabama officials are focusing on raising awareness about Delta-8 THC products as part of National Poison Prevention Week. Texas regulators published a list of registered hemp laboratories. That's the news this week, everyone. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.